everyone, it's Meg, and today I'm going to be sharing with you guys the books that I want to read during summer 2021. Summer is basically finally upon us, and here in the UK it actually does feel like summer, and I feel like this summer is definitely going to be a little bit different compared to this time last year. Hopefully it is going to just, get better from there, and summer is also the season of my birthday, which is kind of scary but also very exciting at the same time. But I wanted to share with you guys some of the books that I'm hoping to read during this sunny, depending on how long the sun lasts, but the summer weather season that made no sense at all. I have 7 books that I would definitely like to get to, and I may include a few other ones that I'm kind of hoping to, but I'm not really sure about yet, just depending on my reading plans. But yes, without further ado, let's get into the video. So the first book I want to read is a reread, and I'm filming this in June. Hopefully this video is going to go up in June as well. And obviously June is Pride month, and I'm actually doing a Pride themed reading vlog whilst I am the time in which I'm filming this video. And one of my other books that I'm currently reading is Felix Ever After. I've already read Date Me Bryson Keller, absolutely adored that book. And then the other book that I want to read this month is The Black Flamingo by Dean Atter. And this is one of the first books that I read last year, and I just don't think I fully appreciated it. I think I read it just before it got super, super hyped. And I don't know, I just don't think I fully appreciated it. So I want to give it another go. It's a novel in verse, and it is by a British author and poet of colour, Dean Atter. I think he's amazing. I really admire him, and I feel like I need to reread this book so then I can just fully take it in, because I don't feel like it was exactly what I was expecting when I first read it, but definitely want to give it another go. It will be my next read after I have finished Felix Ever After, and I cannot wait to read it, and hopefully I will finally be able to fully appreciate it in all of its glory. The next book that I want to read is also another reread, and that is Aristotle and Dante Discover the Secrets of the Universe by Benjamin Illyri Sahns. I read this book back in 2016 maybe, a very long time ago, maybe before or just before I discovered BookTube, and I really remember enjoying it. And it was announced, I think it was earlier this year, that there is going to be a sequel to this, and I was thinking about rereading it at some point anyway, but for the fact that there's a sequel coming out, I think it's coming out in October, but don't quote me on that. Obviously it's time for a reread. It's been a very long time since I've read this book. This is definitely one that I want to reread, hopefully soon, maybe in the next couple of weeks, and I really hope that I'm going to just love it as much, and it's very exciting it's got a sequel coming out, so hopefully that will also be just as good as the first book. And then the last YA book that I have on this list is Full Disclosure by Cameron Garrett, and I got this on my first trip back to the bookshop, and I've wanted to read this for a while. I don't know much about it apart from the fact that it's about our main character Simone, and I know that she's HIV positive, and I also know that this book is quite heavily theatre based, and that is all I know, and that is all I need to know. I have heard very good things about this book. I don't think the author is that old actually, I think she's quite young, but I've heard what I have heard of this book. I've heard very good things, so I'm super excited to get to it. Probably one of the ones that I'm most excited to on this list, but to be honest with you, I'm excited to read all of these books. But again, this is another one that I've wanted to read for a while, and I cannot wait to finally get to it. Now, the last 4 books that I definitely want to try and read are all adult. So I would obviously like to read all of the books that are on my physical TBR, but I picked out some that kind of scream summer to me that I kind of want to read. So the first one that I have is The Cozy Tea Shop in the Castle by Caroline Roberts. And I think this was last year maybe, it might have been last year, but I'm not entirely sure, that I picked this up in a charity shop totally on a whim, and it just seemed like a really cute, fluffy, easy read for kind of something when I want a little bit of a pick-me-up. I don't know much about it apart from the fact that it says here it's about our main character Ellie, who lands her dream job running the little tea shop in the beautiful crumbling castle, and basically she wants to kind of make this place amazing, and then apparently somebody's trying to stop her, but there's also a romance in it, and I'm guessing it's like hate to love. So yeah, it just seems like a really fun read. There's actually a recipe in the back, I think, as well. Yes, there is. One recipe. No, there's one recipe. It's okay. There's one recipe in the back, which I also think is really cute. And because I work in a cafe, I thought that'd be kind of fun. So hopefully I can actually get to this year, and it'll just be a really nice pick-me-up for when I need something easy to read. Next up, we have A Theatre for Dreamers by Polly Sampson. And this is another book I have been dying to read for ages, and again I picked it up when I got Full Disclosure last month when the bookshops reopened, and I wanted to read this book. I found this on a whim at Waterstones, and I knew when I read the synopsis that I wanted to read this. I can't really tell you much about what this is about, but I will read you the back of what it says on here. So it says, Erica is 18 and ready for freedom. It's the summer of 1960 when she lands on the sun-baked Greek island of Hydra, where she is swept up in a circle of bohemian poets, painters, musicians, writers and artists, living tangled lives. Life on that island paradise is heady, dreamlike, a string of seamlessly endless summer days, but nothing can last forever. This book reminds me, like the synopsis and kind of all of that sort of thing, and just the vibe of this book reminds me of Laura Wood's book, specifically Under a Dancing Star. Just kind of think of all these artists being on this island together, and it's historical fiction, and I'm just honestly so excited to read this. I do have high hopes. I just hope I'm not let down, but yeah, I'm just so excited, and hopefully it will live up to my expectations. And then the last physical book that I have with me is Still Life by Sarah Winman, and this is a new release. It only came out like in the past week or so from when I'm filming this video, and this is Sarah's latest book. And Sarah Winman is one of my favourite authors. I haven't talked about her on my channel in a while because she hasn't obviously come out with a new book in a couple of years until this. And this is a book that I feel like it's all the same with all of Sarah's books really. You don't know what you're getting into until you start reading the book. Like, the synopsis is quite long, so I won't really tell you much about it. I know it's kind of historical fiction, but it kind of takes place over a good couple of decades, and it starts in 1944 in Florence is where it starts, and I know that it is kind of, there's romance, I know that it's queer, I know that it features all different forms of love, and there's also art in here. I don't really know much more than that. I'm just genuinely going into it blind, and I really hope I enjoy it. Sarah's last book, which was Tin Man, I did not enjoy, but I enjoyed her first and second novels, so hopefully this will live up to its expectations, because it is a gorgeous book with beautiful edges. I have shown this in a video, I don't know if it'll be up before this, but look at those edges, aren't they stunning? Also, I just want to point out before I carry on, I realised that I had the washing machine on whilst I started filming this video, so I'm really sorry if you can hear that in the background. But yeah, very excited to get to this. I feel like it's going to be a really great summer read, especially since at least the majority of it seems to be set in Florence. So yes, really hope that I will enjoy this, and it's going to be so nice to get back into Sarah's writing again and her characters and her storylines. I just cannot wait. I know it is going to be beautiful. And then the last book that I would definitely like to get to during summer, and I know I'm going to get to it because I'm going to do a reading vlog for it, and that is The Island Home by Libby Page. And this is obviously Libby's third book. I have read Libby's previous novels, absolutely adored them. I've talked about her quite a lot on my channel since I discovered her last year, and I don't know much about this book apart from the fact that it is set on a small remote Scottish island, and I think it's about family and this girl who used to live on the island but she moved away, now she's coming back several years later, and I honestly don't know much more than that. My friend Em got an arc of this book. She was so lucky to get that arc, and I know she absolutely adored it, and that just makes me even more excited to read it. And I have pre-ordered this, and it's being released at the end of June, so I will be doing a reading vlog for this book, and I'm so excited to get to it. I just know it's going to be wonderful. Like, I don't think I can ever be disappointed by something that Libby writes, because her words and her characters and her stories and everything about her books are so absolutely like stunning. So one that I'm definitely going to be getting to at some point, so you can look out for a reading vlog dedicated to this book at some point in the future. And then I have a couple of books that I might get to, but I'm not sure, we will see. But one is another reread, and that is Under a Dancing Star by Laura Wood, which is one that I kind of compared to another book previously, and I reread Laura's debut YA, which is A Sky Painted Gold. I reread it for the first time last summer, and I'm kind of tempted to reread her second book this summer because I just love her work, and also this book is being released in the US at the end of the month, again at the end of June, and I have pre-ordered the hardback, and I don't know, I just love to do that, and this is the only book of hers that I own that I have not fully annotated yet. For some reason I did not annotate this book when I first read it, so I feel like being able to reread it and kind of go fully annotate it, it'll be just so much fun. But we'll see. I just want to make sure that I really savour it because Laura is coming out with a new book this year, but then it means that I obviously can reread her books as many times as I want, but I just want to savour her books, you know. I want to savour them and just, you know, because I love them so much. But yeah, we will see. Kind of, this is going to be like more of a mood read depending what I think, but we will see what happens. I may get to it, I may not. But I will obviously be rereading it at some point, whether it is this summer or not, because I feel like her books are ones that I'm always going to be rereading, no matter the time of year. And then the last couple of books I'm going to quickly mention is some non-fiction, because I want to read more non-fiction this year. I am reading my first non-fiction, which I've been reading for well over a month now. Not because I'm not disliking it, it's just because I have to be in the mood to read non-fiction. And I'm still reading Brave New Girl by Chloe Brotheridge, which I've been reading throughout several vlogs I have been doing on this channel so far. But I'm going to quickly mention the two other physical non-fictions that I have on my TBR, because I feel like I should probably try and get to one of them at least this summer. Like, I obviously need to finish my other non-fiction first, but once I finish that one, I want to try and get to one of these at least, and obviously I'd like to read both of these by the end of the year. So I have Women Don't Owe You Pretty by Florence Given, and then I have Why I'm No Longer Talking to White People About Race by Rennie Edo-Lodge. And I did actually start reading this as an ebook last year, but I don't vibe with ebooks, so I got myself a physical copy so I can carry on reading it, and also I can take notes and annotate it and all that sort of thing. So I would like to definitely get to these by the end of the year, but if I can at least get to one of them this summer, I think that would be really great. Like, you know, if I can like finish all the physical books that are non-fiction on my TBR, that'd be awesome. But we will see, but definitely like to get to at least one of these during the summer. So those are all the books that I want to talk to you guys about today. I really hope you enjoyed this video and kind of hearing about some of the books that I would personally like to read during the summer, my little summer TBR. We will see how we go. I am very much a mood reader, but I feel like I will, hopefully at any rate, stick to this TBR. But thank you so much for watching. If you guys have read any of these books, or you are excited to read any of these books, please let me know in the comments down below, because I would love to know. And also let me know some books that you are planning to read this summer, what books are on your summer TBR, what books make you think of summer. If you like this video, I would really appreciate it if you could give it a thumbs up, as it really does help me out. And if you would like to see more bookish videos from me, then make sure you hit the subscribe button so you will not miss out on any videos, and also make sure you hit that notification bell so you'll be noted every time I post a new video. As always, I will leave the links to my social media along the links to my Goodreads in the description down below for you guys if you would like to see more bookish content that you will not find on this channel. But thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you so much, and I will see you again very soon. Bye!